damn near for the first time on the airwaves. This is the Now You Know podcast. Or I guess we dropped it now. This is the You Know podcast.
It's just you know? We out here sounding all professional and shit with like sound effects and Mike's over there with the deck.
Yeah, man. I mean, we've honestly upgraded a lot. How long have we been doing this now? Like, just kind of practicing before we actually started. It's been maybe
we've
2 months.
We've been fucking around doing it for like what? At least
a few months, at least.
Off and on.
6 months, yeah, off and on for sure. But hell yeah, I agree. I'm glad to finally get something out to the people. It's about that time. I mean, I will toast to that.
Cheers. Cheers to our first official episode.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Coming out on Thursdays. Make sure you check back for us every Thursday morning. Or at least most Thursday mornings. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
And if you don't catch us on the YouTube, you get caught up.
It is what it is. Exactly. I'm even going to get some clips of this going. You know what I mean? We're going to be like real podcasts. It's going to be great.
Before you know it, we're going to be winning iHeartRadio awards, and we're going to be quitting our, well, I mean, you already did, but, I'll be quitting my day job.
Yes.
It's going to be lit.
I need that. I need some of that in my life. Just the energy is what I need.
The
all right,
day
man.
job
Well,
energy
fuck.
Definitely isn't where the non-day job energy would be. You feel me?
Hit me with the talk of the corporate town here. Like, how's the day job fitting in these days? Getting
corporate
out of winter.
Life it's corporate life, man. I mean, you know it very well. I'm sure you don't miss it.
Oh yeah. No, not even a little bit.
The lack of creativity in a corporate office is rampant. But that's why we got the podcast. Got to get the creativity out, get the juices flowing. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Do you guys do anything fun at the office? You're not like a beanbag having workplace or anything like that, are you?
I mean, the workplace is kind of cool. We do have an Xbox. We got a little game room. Nobody ever uses it. It's really just there for like kids when like these grown ass adults bring their children in because school got canceled or the kids are sick, so they're gonna bring the sick kid into the office to get everybody else sick. So we're gonna quarantine this little 6-year-old or however old the kid is and throw him in this tiny, dimly lit room with like 2 lamps. There's no overhead lighting whatsoever, but they do have a TV and they have an Xbox that isn't plugged in. So they ask me, the young person in the office, hey, can you go set this up for the kids? And then I'm over here getting the fucking flu from a 6-year-old coworker's son because I'm trying to show him how to play Fortnite. Well, I'm trying to talk over here to Staff Sergeant What's-His-Face about the new climbing harness he needs. You need a lanyard to go with that too, sir? What's that? Oh, that in the background? No, that's just a kid using the jetpack in Fortnite. Don't mind him.
Bro, I shouldn't even get you started. That's crazy. You were just sick like last week, like really, really dead sick. And was that it? Like, was it?
Yeah, man.
Was it actually a sick kid in the office?
No, I was just fucking around with that.
Oh, okay.
That would be really funny.
I was gonna say like that's fucked up. Like,
that'd be very
convenient.
That to you. No, I've had a bad run of it, man. I had COVID at the beginning of the year, and then got the flu last week. I lost like 10 pounds for COVID. Was finally getting healthy again, like eating regularly. And then I get hit with the flu, and it's right back to square one. It's hard out here.
Man. Yeah, for real. All right. Well, at this point, let's hop into it. Let's get this creative juices flowing. This is the Now You Know podcast. I keep saying Now You Know. This is
just
the You Know podcast. This is the You Know podcast.
Once you listen, then you know.
Exactly. And I feel even dumber because, like, the title sequence is going to roll. It's going to be, like, the You Know podcast. And I'm hopping in, like, Now You Know. But I'll get used to it. First thing we wanted to talk about, All-Star break, man. We got to check in with Chicago sports just like we always do. Chicago sports had a week off basically because the Blackhawks don't win anything, so I consider that a week off. And then the goddamn Bulls had the All-Star break this week.
Pause real quick. I got to go to a Blackhawks game for the first time in 3-4 years, something like that.
Is that Hawks versus Blues?
Yeah, Andrew got me tickets for Christmas, so shout out Andrew Kraft, friend of the program.
Let's go, yeah.
Great seats right at the end, right over the net in the 300 level. You could really see the play develop. It was really a great seat to go watch a hockey game and see the Blackhawks get absolutely shit pumped.
Yeah, by the Blues. Aren't the Blues like pretty good right now?
The Blues are decent. I mean, they're not blowing anybody out of the water. I think they're about middle of the pack. They should make the playoffs. Brandon Saad's on the Blues now. Who would have thought?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's the sad part about being out of a sport for a few years and then kind of coming back into it, is you definitely lose track of where a lot of your favorite players are. Like Saad, when Panarin went to fucking New York. Is he still in New York?
Yeah, he signed with New York because he was.
Yeah.
We traded Panarin for Saad from Columbus, basically so Columbus could rent a player, make a run to the conference finals, and then he left and he signed with New York. When we could have had Panarin, just like Panarin. Don't let anybody forget Stan's record with trades.
I mean, the whole thing has been kind of blown up on the Hawks side because, Coach Q left, and then everything. I mean, things were already on the downhill by the time Coach Q left, but then the sexual assault scandal and stuff like that came out.
Bad.
And they are just not handling that well. Anytime a reporter asks about it, they're like, well, that was just 10 years ago or whatever. I'm like, it just came out like last
Rocky
year.
Wirtz's blow up at the town hall did not look good whatsoever.
So that's why I'm avoiding the Blackhawks right now, especially I'm glad you got to see him. I actually want to go to a Hawks game this year. Super worth it price-wise, but
mad cheap.
Yeah, for a reason. You know what I mean? But the Bulls, man. I need to talk about the Bulls here real quick.
They are good.
Amazing. And as we get farther and farther in the season, I'm actually starting to see Zach LaVine and DeRozan start to think we could actually make a decent run in the playoffs with this.
100%.
Yeah, coming from the All-Star game, did you get a chance to watch any of the All-Star weekend stuff?
No, I don't really watch the All-Star weekend. I think it's kind of it's been played out for a while. The game doesn't matter. And I mean the dunk contest is nothing. It hasn't been good since that year that LaVine and LaVine won it. It was LaVine and what's his face, Aaron Gordon. Yeah,
Gordon, yeah.
That's
really all the highlights
the
I was seeing. Yeah,
everything else has been trash, and it's always the LeBron fest. And I'm not here for that.
I do like the way they changed up the All-Star that game, because it's no longer just kind of nobody does defense or just kind of playing. It's one is for charity, which is cool. But two, they do 4 quarters each instead of, going, the whole way, just like a normal basketball game. Mm-hmm. They get to choose their sides, they have team captains. I think that's cooler.
Yeah, the
Steph Curry
absolutely
lit
cool.
up.
I like that.
Yeah.
I didn't know they were doing it
they're
for
doing
charity.
Things. Yeah, so the winning team, I forget what charity it was, but I think that was added at the same time that they changed the team layout and stuff like that.
Okay, for sure. That makes it a little bit better. It's always been just zero defense whatsoever, almost scoring 200 points, and it's not worth watching.
Yeah. I mean, they still got to the 160s. If you're looking for really cool offense, then let's go. You know what I mean? Definitely saw a whole lot of dunks in the game that were cooler than the dunk contest dunks.
Steph walking off threes.
Dude, those looked crazy when he would just throw it up from the half-court line and walk away. Splash.
Yeah. He's walking backwards with the ball still halfway in the air, hasn't even gotten close to the rim yet.
Those are the best pictures where he's got the 3 up in the air, turned around, dapping up people, and it's still in the air. People are waiting for the rebound that's not going to come.
For so fucking long.
He's so hit or miss though, which is the crazy part, and that's honestly why the Warriors are on the road to get messed up by the Suns this year. I feel like it's because he's not as consistent as he used to be, Steph Curry. And because Draymond's
I think he's had a really solid season. Clay is playing well, and Andrew Wiggins is low key a sneaky pick for most improved player of the year.
I fuck with Andrew Wiggins, man. A lot of people have been talking down on his name, but I'm an Andrew Wiggins fan, man. Draft day, A. Wiggins,
He just had to get out of Minneapolis. Get away from Karl Anthony Towns and that.
A lot of people had to get away from Minneapolis, man. Thank God Zach LaVine got away from Minneapolis.
Seriously, man. People used to clown Zach LaVine. People used to say Zach LaVine wasn't going to be anything, and now him and DeMar. I mean, DeMar is deserving of being
same
in the
thing
MVP
with DeMar
conversation. 100%.
Oh yeah.
But before Zach started having all the knee problems and missing games and stuff, he was right up there with DeMar stats wise. They would take nights off, they would trade off who was going to go for 35 and 13. It's it's a joke how easy it is for them right now.
Yeah, that's crazy to me. The fact that what was the stat? It was 35 plus point games from DeMar DeRozan, most or he tied Michael Jordan or something like that. I don't remember.
No,
if he
I
tied
think
or
he
beat
him. I think he
Absolutely
set
beat
a
him.
record for like the most consecutive games with 35 points or over 35 points.
I love it. I absolutely love it. That's what I need. I need to straighten my veins. I would hate for us to go, however far, and then lose in the playoffs to like Brooklyn. That would hurt so badly.
Yeah, but at the same time, dude, like we haven't made the playoffs since what? Since we had Jimmy Butler in 2016?
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. Since before we traded for Levine, we haven't made the playoffs. So even to make the playoffs and like win a series, that in and of itself is like a very successful season.
Yeah, I agree. Especially since we're hopefully keeping a lot of the players, a lot of the good players anyway. And I feel like we made a lot of interesting trades, man. We got Tristan Thompson now. Hide your fucking baby mamas in Chicago because Tristan
Seriously,
Thompson is
man.
coming to get everybody pregnant.
Seriously. We got, DeMar is on, I think, a 3-year contract. I think.
Mm-hmm. Something like that.
Let's see.
But okay.
Plus, you got, Zach's locked up. Io is like, he's going to be a superstar.
Ball in.
He's going to be a fucking superstar.
Yes, ball in. I need it.
They already retired his number. He's going to be so good. All right, so
In
the only
Illinois.
player
Yeah.
we need to worry about signing is Zach LaVine. He's up at the end of this year. But we got Vooch signed through next year. We got DeMar signed through the end of the 2023-2024 season. Derek Jones we need to worry about. He's up. But other than that, it's really just like role players. Javonte Green, Kobe's tied up. Patrick Williams is tied up. Caruso's on a 4-year deal. We got Lonzo on a 4-year deal.
Yes.
The core of the team outside of Zach and Derek Jones are locked up all for at least next season, with a decent portion being locked up to 23-24 and 24-25.
Hell yeah. This is good. These are all good things. Even if we don't go very far this year, and I hate keep pushing it off, but I'm feeling good about next year. Not like the Bears, not like the Blackhawks. I'm actually feeling good about the Bulls, 2023 chances.
Yeah, man. Plus, all my faith is in AK. I'm a huge AK fan. What he did in Denver before he came over as the GM, and I see the wheels turning that you couldn't figure out who I was talking about.
Yeah.
Because I'm just gonna call him AK because I can't pronounce his actual name. But what he
Damn.
did in Denver to build up that team through the draft and then acquiring little pieces here and there, and what he's already done in 2 years?
Oh, yeah, Kristovas.
Yeah, it's a very Eastern European name, so I'm not even going to play around and try to
Lithuanian
pronounce
guy, yes.
No way.
All right,
but I'm a big fan
I've learned something new
of
today.
his. I think he is, as long as he sticks around for a couple years, this will be a contending team, or at least it should be. And hopefully we've turned Chicago into a destination for free agents now, which is awesome.
Hell yes. Dude, that's all I need in my life. Chicago's a great city anyway. I don't get why it wasn't a destination city. Just because it's not Miami or LA where it's sunny constantly.
I
slide
think it
out,
had
y'all.
to do with the management.
Let's win a championship. Yeah, that makes more sense. But
it was the management, and then I think a lot of players weren't fans of Thibodeau. And I think you saw that in Minnesota. I think it followed him there. And I think it's starting to turn his head a little bit in New York with the Knicks right now.
People don't like Tom Thibodeau?
It's just the rap on him is, or the issues with him comes from players and the lack of rest. And he is sort of attributed with Derrick Rose's injuries and issues because he just wouldn't sit Derrick Rose or wouldn't sit these core players. He's a play your starters 82 games a year type coach, and play him with heavy minutes because he likes to play defense hard.
You would think he'd learn after years of doing that. You know what I mean? After breaking Derrick Rose, which I credit him with breaking Derrick Rose. You know what I mean? But you'd think he'd learn to rest people. Give him a second. Derrick Rose once again is hurt out on the Knicks. Loves Tom Thibodeau though.
Let this man coach LeBron for 1 season. He'll learn.
LeBron coach him for one season. Like.
Exactly.
All right, hold on. I want to move on. We got to talk about Kanye real quick. You said you had not seen. Yeah, exactly. You said you had not seen the Donda 2 release, right?
I have not. I haven't heard any of it either.
Round of the the original Donda. Did you see any of those stadium shows?
Yeah, I watched a few of those.
So it was really similar to that. Same thing. Houses in the middle of the stadium. I think they're in Miami this time. The house actually split in half, but you can tell it's all a big metaphor, kind of for the divorce and stuff that's going on in his family and the inner turmoil, and the house is on fire for the longest time, like very on the nose, kind of representation. But I think it's sick, man. He's really taken his divorce to another level as it comes to the marketing of it, do I think Kim is actually scared, for Pete or herself from Kanye? No. I think she might be scared because other people do dumb things. But I think everybody knows that Kanye is just, one, lashing out, trying to express himself, and two, harmless. Kanye is harmless. Always has been.
So, I mean,
in my opinion.
I got two things. Yeah. One, are we surprised at this, divorce playing out in the media and all this shit like he's done after he's been living step for step with Kris Jenner for 8 years? He learned how to manipulate the media for the best.
That's interesting. Yeah.
1000%. If Kanye doesn't marry Kim Kardashian and get indoctrinated into Kris Jenner's little tribe, right? He's not out here playing the media like this. He's not. He has learned how to do this from being in the Kardashian Jenner inner circle and going to he didn't even just go to a 4-year university. He went through the fucking PhD program through 6-8 years in that family, picking up the tricks of the trade. So that's number one. That just doesn't happen without him being in the Kardashian family for as long as it does. I 100% agree. It's manipulated and to a T, the metaphors and all that stuff. I also agree with you. I don't think Kim is scared for her safety or her family's safety. I 1000% think that Pete Davidson is this motherfucker might actually pull up at SNL and try and beat my ass. Because if I'm Pete Davidson in that situation, the shit we've seen Kanye do in the past, the Taylor Swift stuff, not even to get deep down the rabbit hole, the crazy impulsive shit that we've seen Kanye do in the past. You can't.
But my thing has always been, he's harmless. With the Taylor Swift thing, yes, he cut Taylor off, but harmless. George Bush doesn't like black people. He's harmless. Literally, he doesn't do anything. He says things that gets people riled up, and people react in such overblown ways. I feel he is tweaking on Instagram, but at the same time, he hasn't done anything besides throw 5 massively successful stadium shows and release a giantly successful album with the second one on the way. It's bro, you're exactly right. He's milking the media. He's doing it so correctly, but in a scary way sometimes.
For real, but yeah. And I'm with you on that. But I think you can't say the Pete Davidson aspect of it. I think you can say 100% unequivocally, Kanye is not going to do anything that's going to harm Kim Kardashian or his children or the Kardashian family or any of that. I think 1000% you can say that easily. But I don't think you can say the same about Pete Davidson.
Skeet, yeah.
Skeet,
bro, it's always wild to me.
His own person, he's in his own lane. He's not a Kardashian. He's not Kanye's son. I don't think he's going to actually physically harm Pete Davidson, but I also don't think you can say that without a shadow of a doubt he won't.
That's real. That's super real. Damn. I mean, he hasn't hurt anybody like that before, but you can't say that. You know what I mean? That's not an excuse.
Because impulsive is Kanye's adopted second middle name.
All right, let's get the goddamn celebrity boxing match out. I bet Pete would actually whoop Kanye's ass. I bet Pete would really whoop Kanye. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like he's got the wingspan. I feel like he's kind of got some daps on him. He's skinny, but I think he's got some daps on him. I don't know why.
I feel like he could just do like a little Tasmanian devil like wind up and then throw a mean right hook with like some elasticity to it.
Ooh, the Mr. Fantastic?
Mm-hmm. With those scrawny arms.
Damn. I just don't understand why Pete Davidson is wrapped up in all this in the first place. Like, I mean, if I really had a chance with Kim Kardashian, I think I'd probably go for it. I'd see what's up. But I don't know if I'd, like, enthrall myself to the point of, like, I'm very publicly, like, kind of being the enabler of this family's fallout. You know what I mean? That's weird.
That's his brand, though. That's Pete Davidson's brand. His brand is, like, let me come along and, like, just land a chick that's so far out of my league it's not even funny and stir up some shit in the media and like cause a bunch of drama in her life. Like, he's done that with so many other people. Machine Gun Kelly took a page out of his book with the whole Megan Fox shit. Like, that
Did he take Megan Fox from somebody, or is he just hanging with a girl? Yeah, dude,
Megan Fox was married before she started dating, or I don't know if they were still married, but like she has kids with this other dude and just said shit. Peace. Like, see you guys later.
Whoa, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I am weed. What the hell? All right. Well, Pete Davidson and Machine Gun Kelly, I guess, are winning.
I think so. Chalk 2 up for the skinny white dudes.
I will toast to the skinny white dudes, man. Good for y'all. Y'all really be winning it out here right now. All right. On the other hand, you know, we can move on from Donda. I think you should check out the
winning right now.
Who?
That Russian figure skater.
It's actually a Chinese figure skater.
Wait, no, the Russian girl that was like the doper. She like fell and ate shit, and she won
that was
something.
A Chinese girl, I swear.
There was a Chinese girl that was doping too.
Yeah.
Man, all the communists are out here just cheating. I mean, we shouldn't be surprised.
Oh, hold on. Yeah, hold on. Let's just. Maybe I'm wrong. Hold on. Maybe I'm wrong. Chinese. Hold on. We also got to watch what we say about China, man. This is our first episode of the podcast. We really can't.
We can't come out strong against China.
Yeah. Yo. Hold on.
I know.
Okay, I guess it was a Russian.
Okay, yeah. Because there was
either way
like some 19-year-old or like 16-year-old Russian skater.
Yeah. Holy shit, man. But yeah, so going back to it. First of all, Chinese Olympics are over. Did you watch any of the Olympics?
Yeah, I actually did. I watched a decent amount, primarily because like I would come home and Joey had it on, and I was just like, all right, cool, I'll watch snowboarding. I didn't go out of my way to watch it, but if I was bored and I didn't have something else that I was watching, I would put it on. Which I think that's probably where the rest of the world is at with the Olympics right now.
Yeah, well, we were doing that whole like fake boycott the Olympics thing, so they weren't even really pushing it in the United States at all, which has been the difference for me this year, because usually it's like, you know, you see ads for the Olympics constantly when it's going on, but I didn't see anything really. I saw like 2 events on Peacock or whatever. Like, no, it was just over my head the entire time.
Yeah, I heard some stats on something I was listening to, or like an article I found. I'm pretty sure this was, historically speaking, like the worst viewership they've ever had for the Olympics, period. Regardless of summer or winter, it's just like nobody watched. And I think part of it had to do with hockey. The fact that the NHL pulled out, they didn't have any NHL players at the games. It didn't have as big of a draw for that, and I think that's a big draw for the U.S. But I also think it was, like you said, I think it was somewhat of a concentrated effort to limit the viewership of the Olympics. Like when you went into the ESPN app, which I think is what probably 95% of the world uses, like check sports scores and shit, you had to, like, the Olympics weren't a top event. You had to go to like more events and then scroll all the way to the bottom to see the Olympics. and like see the medal count and see, oh, okay, what's going on today. No ads, no, like they didn't even have like clips or anything on fucking Sports Center.
Exactly.
They didn't want us to watch.
They just weren't pushing it. Yeah, which kind of understandable. I mean, you saw, of course, the big ski jump by the nuclear power plant and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like China was obviously putting their best propaganda foot forward, and I saw a lot of people comparing it to when the Nazis held the Olympics. They're like, yeah, dude, they're interning Muslims in China, and it's just like when Hitler had the Olympics and stuff like that. And I'm like, they're not far off. Like, it's kind of wild. In 1935 or whatever it was, would you have watched the Olympics in Germany? Like, right now, I'd want to say no.
They had similar vibes in, what was that, 2012 when the Olympics were in Beijing, the Summer Olympics?
The Olympics keep going back to Beijing, too. Like, China has
they got
a
to
long-term
reuse
contract.
like all of the stadiums and stuff that they had built there. The one thing I will say, the like drone shots of that what used to be the swimming event, like spot when the Olympics were in Beijing. It's like a big square box, and the whole thing would light up in those different colors.
Oh yeah,
that was cool. That was really cool.
That place is sick. I mean, a lot of places they build for these Olympic Games are super awesome, and it sucks they never get used again. So I guess that is a plus side to it going back to China. Like, yeah, there's a lot of stuff that can be reused, so it doesn't turn into a Rio. I heard Rio got fucked up after the Olympics. Yeah,
I feel like the propaganda was kind of along the same lines as it was back when they had the Summer Olympics there. Did I ever tell you about my buddy's roommate Rongma when we were like freshmen at Mizzou?
Maybe. Hit me with it.
So Ted and Forrest, my buddies from Mizzou, we all got moved out of our dorm at semester because they like kicked us out to renovate it. And so a bunch of us went to these like off-campus but still campus housing apartments. And it's where all of these Chinese foreign exchange students were living. Rongma was Ted and Forrest's roommate. Super cool dude. He like had all the money in the world. Ted had to like sign for a package one time, and Rongma came home. It was for Rongma, and he gives it to him. He goes, "Oh, Rongma, here, here's your package." And Rong gets like super excited, big smile on his face. He opens it up. It's just like straight cash for him to go to a car dealership and buy a brand new Dodge Charger. Like,
let's go.
So that's Rongma.
Exchange
super
students
cool dude.
Live, yeah.
But he was telling us a story because we got to talking about the Olympics, and he was telling us a story about how he is from Beijing, or like one of the surrounding areas around Beijing, and he didn't know that Beijing held the Olympics. Like he didn't know. We're like, yeah, like showing him pictures of it and like the events and all this stuff. He's like, no, I had no idea, because of the way the government controls like the media and like who gets to see what, the internet, all this shit. He legitimately had no idea that China held the Olympics for that summer.
That's honestly so fucking scary. Like, to think that not only are they controlling what's going on in their country, but they have a lot of control over like the internet and stuff in the US. Not even to get conspiratorial, like they could shut down quite a bit of our online infrastructure could be just fucked. Like, at this point I think I got to go to the next subject, man, cuz we're right on it. The World War III update. Let's start with China. Let's start with China. Dude, nothing has really happened in the US-China, dialogue here so far, but I have been learning more about, how much of our supply chain is relying on China and things like that.
Huge.
And it's kind of crazy. Oh yeah. Like, what happens if, you know what I mean? What happens?
I mean, if you want to just look at a very small isolated portion of that, look at like the microchip shortage for like the microchips that are used in cars, that are used in phones, that are used in like, it seems like almost everything uses these microchips that are made in China. And the shortage that has, trickle down effect caused a shortage in cars just alone.
Yep.
Huge, just massive, absolutely massive. You're paying like a 25-30% premium on the price of your car if you need to buy a car right now, because they don't have any cars, and it's all because of the trickle down of that.
Yeah, man, that stuff's gonna hurt fast. Like, people are worried about Russia at the moment. I'm not saying I'm worried about China. I'm not worried about any of this shit. But I'm definitely weary of the fact that, you know, if this were to go down, we would definitely be the ones on the chopping block first, so to speak. You know what I mean? Like, we would definitely be the ones that have to face the brunt of not having, you know, enough savings to do that kind of stuff, to deal with the supply chain and shit like that. It's like, whoa, I don't know, man.
Yeah, it's getting, I mean, when Ukraine enters, or when Russia enters portions of Ukraine that are quote unquote areas with defectors, right? They're like areas that have support from Ukrainian citizens. And then the U.S. and the State Department comes out, or like there was a leak from the State Department that they reached out to Ukraine and told Ukraine to anticipate a full-fledged Russian invasion within the next 48 hours. Like, shit's getting real.
As fuck. And the Ukraine president is like, we're not giving up anything. He's like, we got to join NATO ASAP. You guys got to let us in.
It's getting rough.
He's just banging on the door.
Where it's going to get interesting is I don't know how the treaty stuff works, because I know Ukraine isn't in NATO, right? Russia was like, no, absolutely not. They're not joining.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're not in
Ukraine's
NATO.
still trying to get in. They're not in right now, but they're still trying to get in.
Are there any other treaties like NATO where if Ukraine goes to war, we have to go to war? Because I know we've got all that stuff with like France and with Great Britain and with Spain and all these European countries. I don't know if Ukraine is tied to anything, which then it's going to be like a stalemate. It's like, all right, are we going to let Russia just throw their weight around and do whatever the fuck they want? Or are we coming to Ukraine's aid and legitimately starting a world war?
Yeah, I'm kind of letting Russia do what they want, man. I don't know. I'm not really out here. But that was the tweet. Like, I hope Ukraine pulls off the upset. You know what I mean?
Seriously.
Like, I don't want to see Ukraine get invaded. You know, it's not the vibe. Russia's really with the bad vibes these days. I don't get it, Vlad. Chill out.
Vladimir Putin he scares me. As he should.
Yeah.
That's a scary man.
I agree. I don't even know what to say about him anymore, because I saw a picture of him and his security council, and he was literally sitting across an entire room from his security council, his most trusted people. He's across an entire room from, because he doesn't trust them. Like, Russia is in such a precarious state right now. But, I mean, so is the U.S., but not in like a Putin's going to get assassinated any day. Like, no one's assassinating Joe Beasy. You know what I mean?
I don't think Putin's getting assassinated, dude.
Well, it's because he sits fucking 10 feet away from everybody he sits by. Like,
that's true.
There's no chance.
But, I mean, they're worried about Putin get assassinated. We're worried about Joe Biden falling asleep on national television, you know? Different strokes for different folks, and they're both first world problems.
I'm hoping one of these days we can actually get a good, you know, stand-up president. Someone that, like, you can trust to go shake the hand of Putin and, like, give him a little shakedown. You know what I mean? Yeah, Joe Beasy had an hour-long phone call with him.
We need Obama 2.0. We need Obama 2.0.
Ooh. Dang. They don't even have any good candidates in the gun on either side. Not a single one. Fuck.
There's nobody that I can think of that's a politician that I'm like, yeah, I like that. There's just not.
All right, AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
I don't know, man.
Hit me up. I don't want you to be president. But hit me up. I'm just trying to see what's up. But I'm not.
You know, if you're free on a Thursday night, let me know. I'll slide out.
I'm saying maybe not to DC. I know you got more money than me, so you should probably slide out to Chicago. But you know, it's a vibe. We could talk about World War III and shit. I know you got some insider knowledge, you know.
But like, even to make it worse, did you know that the U.S. federal government has not approved a federal budget for the fiscal year of 2022, which we are already 5 months into?
I did not know that.
So number one, the stupid thing is the U.S. fiscal budget and like fiscal year starts Q4 of the previous year. So fiscal year 2022 started October 1 of 2021. Yeah. And we still do not have a budget for like an approved, signed federal budget for the fiscal year of 2022. That's the saddest air horn I think I've ever heard.
You know when it usually like gets approved?
Normally in October.
Oh, we're okay.
I mean, it's been bad.
Yeah.
It's been bad like the past 4 years. I've been keeping up with it more over the past 4 years because my job is directly impacted by that, by like my customers having money to spend, right?
Yeah, government contracts, boy.
We had an issue last year or 2 years ago, where we actually had the shutdown, right? And then last year they did a continuing resolution to avoid a shutdown, and then they figured out the budget. And that was like a big deal because, you know, they did a continuing resolution. They finally figured it out.
Do you know what time of year that was?
That they
finally figured it out?
I want to say it was before like the new calendar year. I think it was still within 2020.
Okay. So it's still all right. Yeah. But still, okay. So we're still past that. At least.
They've done 3 continuing resolutions this year. Like they just signed another one.
Amazing. So all your sales like drying up now? They're like, we don't know, man. I'm waiting for this budget.
It's starting to get a little rough right now. But the reason I bring this up is because if we're going to World War III, how are we fighting Russia and China if we don't even have a budget to pay for guns or planes?
Well, first of all, any
ammunition.
budget that we do is like a fall deeper into debt, right? Especially if we're funding a war.
It's a very good point.
And that debt has to come from somewhere, right? So what, like more bonds that are being bought by Chinese investors and stuff like that?
Yeah,
like,
are we going to take another loan out from China as we try to fight China?
We're going to fund our war with Russia through China, but then China is eventually going to be like, you guys need to pay. So then we're going to be at war with China just because we're never going to pay that. But I don't know, man. Let's just buy some like public schools, you know? Doesn't that sound great?
Let's just buy a whole bunch of Raytheon stock.
Ooh, all right, man. What's the hot stocks these days? Real quick sidebar.
Real quick side convo.
Yeah, Raytheon, Lockheed Martin, of course. Like,
give me some Northrop Gum Northrop, or what's that company?
There's another like gun
Northrop
maker?
Gunham or something. Somebody that makes planes and shit for the Boeing. We'll buy Boeing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that'll work.
Boeing makes all the military planes.
Oh, yeah.
What else? General Dynamics. We get Leidos. We get oil companies. Because,
okay.
I mean, we're going to need oil for the wars.
You know what it is? We're not running this shit on EV.
Mm-hmm. Firearm companies. You know, your Smith & Wessons.
Which is interesting, because I'd imagine it has to be pretty big firearms at that point, right? Because even the Ukraine-Russia conflict right now is still pretty cold, right? Like,
technically speaking,
think there's a lot of people dying out there. Yeah.
Because there hasn't been a shot fired yet, and like technically speaking, they haven't invaded, so I think it's technically a Cold War. And I love how we're talking about this like we actually know what we're talking about, and we're not just like two guys in their mid-20s trying to talk geopolitics on a podcast.
I'm just trying to not get drafted, man. What the fuck? I don't know. Geopolitics has never been my thing, but at the same time, I mean, you can see when things are going like really badly, and there's just nothing to do about it. Like,
yeah, you can see when it goes downhill fast.
When the government can't sign a bill to just say like, hey, all right, this is what we're going to spend, then what are we really doing here? You know what I mean? What are y'all doing in Washington, I guess, is the real question. But I don't know, man. Maybe we should run for office.
No, I don't want to do that.
Are you sure? Bro, I bet you'd make a good-ass senator.
I mean, I probably could pull it off, but I don't know that I want to.
But then you get the insider knowledge on the trading too, man. So when that Raytheon contract is about to become real profitable, you're right there. You know what I mean? It's all true. For you.
You're making very
You don't get
good
drafted
points.
if you're in Congress. You know what I mean?
You can't?
I don't think so. That'd be fucked up. We just elected this guy to Congress. Like, well, actually, your name got pulled in the draft. So
why don't you put that suit
Ukraine
away and go throw on some boots?
I know that's what the people wanted, but nah.
No.
I'm just hoping that they don't draft people who are actively in Congress. That'd be so bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I would probably have more intelligence than half of like Congress right now. I think that's a very real point.
I need that. I would vote for Justin 2022 or whenever the next congressional shit is. It's 2022, right? Isn't this midterm year?
There's midterms this year, yeah.
Let's go, man. Let's get you a seat. This is big.
We just got to move to a liberal state because I'm not losing to these Lindsey Grahams of the world.
Yeah. Wait, Lindsey Graham is from
South Carolina,
Missouri. Oh, South Carolina. All right.
I can't remember. Something Parsons is our governor, and he's a fucking idiot. He's a piece of work. What else? I don't really know our senators. I don't care enough.
It's all right, man. Once you're on the Senate, it's not gonna matter because you're gonna know who the fuck you are. Let's go.
We about to make things happen.
All right. Enough World War III talk. Let's move along. So the next thing we're doing here,
the Brotherhood of the Senate, to another brotherhood, the Jordan 1 brotherhoods that are dropping next week. We're bringing you, ladies and gentlemen, a new segment here on the UKNO podcast. It's called Cop or Drop. It's very original. I know we spent a lot of time thinking about this title, and it's a working title. So if you have suggestions, hit the comments, like, rate, subscribe.
Drop it.
But our first iteration of Cop or Drop. First up, we got the Jordan 1 Brotherhoods. Little gold. They're calling it a light Bordeaux. What are we thinking?
Hold on. Let me pull up these Brotherhoods. I didn't have those. I had the Bart Simpsons up first. I didn't mean to spoil it. Hold on. Here we go. Pulling up the Brotherhoods. Those are fire. Those are really nice. That's very Lakers, though. I don't know if I could rock that personally. It feels very Lakers.
Yeah, I think they're a cool colorway, but for me personally, I'm not getting them because it's just a little too much. I feel like wearing those out is difficult.
So, yeah, and these are also called the Brotherhood Jordan 1s because they're for the Omega Phi Psi fraternity. So, like, I'm definitely not wearing these unless I'm part of the Omega Phi Psi fraternity. Get my ass beat. You know what I mean? They gonna stomp
that would make sense.
the art on my face.
Assuming those are the colors of Omega Psi, I would assume.
Yeah, I would imagine. Because I was wondering why they're called Brotherhood, and it's like, yeah, it's definitely fraternity.
I think it's a dope colorway. It is very eerily close to the Lakers colorway. And I think it's a decent shoe. For me personally, it's a pass. I did just get a pair of the Marina Blues that are looking very nice. These are a pair that I think I would rather have a poster of than own a pair of.
I agree. I would not wear these. Not my vibe, especially knowing the Brotherhood backstory on them. But you gotta love a good Jordan 1 in general. I think all Jordan 1 colorways, though not created equal, are valid. So I'm a fan. You know, I think these are cool. Not my thing though. So I'm a drop it. It was cop and drop, right?
Yeah, that's a drop.
I'm dropping.
That's a podcast consensus dropping from the Brotherhood to a brother. We got the Bart Simpson SB Dunks that we just finally got some. They've been rumored for a while, according to the sneaker community, which I am a member of. Just finally got some actual photos of the Simpson colorway. To me, I mean, I know they're calling it a Bart Simpson, but it's more of just a Simpsons colorway. I really don't see anything on here that would make it like a Bart Simpson versus a Homer or a Leslie or Leslie or
Lisa.
Lisa.
Yeah, Lisa. There you go.
I just addressed her by her full name.
Yeah, there you go. I don't know. Yeah. So what do you think? What do you think of these?
These are a cop for me, I love an SB Dunk. I unfortunately don't have any in my collection because they are unbelievably difficult to get your hands on and super expensive on the resale market. So if you're keeping them or if you're flipping them, definitely a cop for me.
That's kind of ridiculous, man. I remember I had these Dunks that were like gray, black, and gold back in the day. They were so nice. Like, I fucked with them. They were probably $40-$50 at like wherever I bought them from. And now that you have to spend like multiple hundreds of dollars to get some Dunks, I'm just like, what is this? These Bart Simpson ones, if I could skate really well, I would cop them. But I'd also have to skate in them, which would kind of fuck them up. So I'm going to have to say drop on these ones. They're just a little too bright for me. You know what I mean? I don't know if I'm that bright of a person. The yellow and, you know, it's a lot going on.
I feel that. Yeah, the Dunks in general, especially the SB Dunks, are ridiculously expensive on resale. These will probably retail for like $100, maybe $120, and people will be flipping them for bare minimum $250.
Damn.
Bare
hey
minimum.
Man, get your money. You know, get your money.
Like the Panda Dunks that are literally just a black and white Nike Dunk. I finally got a pair on the restock, $100. I could flip them for $300 right now if I wanted to, and it is the most basic black and white colorway you could ever come up with for a Nike Dunk. But I could flip it for $300 because the hype is there.
That's so dumb. Like, I honestly hate that. But, I mean, cool shoes. I love shoes. But, like, bro, people are really out here buying that. It's like the people that are buying it are the ones feeding the market. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. People didn't buy these $300 shoes that weren't worth $300. They wouldn't be sold for $300, you know?
Very true. Very true. And if we're talking about hype, we got to talk about the Drake Noctas, the new Drake Noctas that are coming soon. I think they're coming apparently on March 3rd. The white colorway, because I'm pretty sure they already dropped a black colorway for these. I mean, I know they're Drake's shoes, and they're going to do well on resale. And if I get a pair, that's exactly what I'm doing, because these look like a pair of shoes that your dad should be wearing while you're mowing the lawn on a Sunday.
Oh, yeah. Weird, like, house shoe slipper floating on a cloud. You know, I don't know how you come up with this design. It just doesn't look like a shoe. It doesn't look like a foot to me. You know what I mean? It looks like it
looks like the old K-Swisses
thing. Yeah, facts. It does look like some K-Swiss vibes. It's ugly. I don't care. It's ugly.
No, I think
so. If we had like some big Fila's, that'd be cool. But like these big ass white swoopy, nah.
I think those little like specks on the side or little like dashes. I'm pretty sure they have like reflective material or something in there, so it probably looks cool when you like shine lights on it or something. But I don't know, man. They just look like just black.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
And
look
when the
like
swoosh
a Drake
is so
shoe.
small, when the swoosh, the Nike swoosh is so small on a shoe, I know it's cap. Like I know that they're capping on this. Like the little tiny silver swoosh, nah. Drop.
Yeah, I'm very out on those. If I get a pair, I'm flipping them quick, and I'm done with them. And it's so disappointing too, because the Drake Jordan collabs, like the Raptor 4s that he has, the OVO 12s, the white ones.
Yep. Yeah.
All of the Jordan colorways he has are so on point. And then you see all the shit that Travis Scott's doing with them on the different Travis Scott Air Maxes, the ones, the fragments, the Blazers, not the Blazers, the Trailblazers. And then he comes out with this. It's like it's a snooze fest, man. It's kind of disappointing.
Yeah. I mean, a white shoe isn't a bad thing.
They are coming out in a black
think a white
colorway,
shoe, it's not going to help it.
No.
I think it's an ugly shoe's an ugly shoe. You know what I mean? And that's
the only
exactly
color in this shoe is on the base of the shoe.
Which I do like the little tan, the like white and kind of tan and gold thing. That's all right.
Mm-hmm. That's cool.
But
yeah, other than that, I'm like I'm pretty out on this shoe.
That's our second consensus, man. That's a drop.
Drops all around.
There it is.
We need to get that as a sample.
right, nice. I'm gonna sample that one specifically.
The group consensus drops. We need that.
Yes. Okay, here we go. We move along. To the
reason that you're here for this podcast, the 2x3.
Let's go. Music time. So the 2x3 on this week here is top 3 road trip songs. You know what I mean? What do you be driving to when you're going cross country? Do you want to go first or should I go first?
I got a road trip coming up hopefully tomorrow, weather permitting. So this is
facts.
Hitting home for me right now. And I'll go ahead and start us off with a song that I think is an all-time road trip song. It screams road trip. I'm taking a Rascal Flatts song. We're going Life is a Highway. I mean, it's a clear 1-1. The song lyrics, the fact that it's in Cars, a movie with a literal road trip in the movie. It's a 1-1, and there's nothing close. It's the gold medal.
Damn, you can't proclaim gold medal right away. That's bogus. All right, that's a good choice, though. I would definitely be singing along. I definitely know more lyrics to that song than I want to lead on. I think my first one is by The Proclaimers. It's called I'm Gonna Be, but you definitely know it as the one that's I would walk 500 miles. That's got to be, for all the How I Met Your Mother fans out there, that one goes out to you. Walk 500 miles and 500 more.
That is a very well-deserving silver medal.
Boo. Okay, what you got next? What's your bronze then?
We're gonna go along the similar lines of an older song, a song from the band, Atlantic City. It's a classic. The fiddle when it drops, you hear that song and you immediately want to put your windows down and go a responsible 9 miles over the speed limit, and then set the cruise control.
Exactly. A responsible 9 miles. That's a good choice, actually. I fuck with that. Anything by the band, I'm going to sit here and rock with. Like, that's for real. So my next one was by the Ramones. Bonzo Goes to Bitburg. I guess all my shit is from, like, TV shows and movies at this point. But from School of Rock, I guess is the first place I heard this. And it's just a perfect, like, driving rhythm. Bonzo Goes to Bitburg by the Ramones.
That's a good pick.
What you got? What's the last one?
We're gonna pivot on this last pick here and go a different style from the last 2 picks. But I feel like in any road trip you need like a solid hip hop song that everybody knows in the car, and most everybody knows the lyrics to, so that you can like go buck wild right in the back seat.
Okay.
I'm going a little throwback Eminem. We're going the real Slim Shady. I think that if you had to pick an Eminem song that 90% of the world knows 50% of the lyrics to, it's real Slim Shady. At least the refrain,
Yeah, respect. Please stand up. I rock with that. I might have chose a different Eminem song, but I'm not going to do that for my pick, so I'm going to leave it at that.
We'll go to honorable mentions for that one.
Yeah, my honorable mention Eminem song, definitely Without Me. I feel like that's a good road trip song.
That is a good one.
2 trailer park girls go around me outside. And my last pick, Tame Impala to round it out. I don't know why my road trips are very rock heavy. You know what I mean? But the less I know, the better. Like Tame Impala always has those bass lines that got me.
Shout out to my cousin Johnny Tarpey. The Pink Iditarod Power Hour for 2022 features this Tame Impala song per request of Johnny Tarpey.
Okay.
Did I tell you about that? I'm about to be mixing a full Power Hour for our cousins weekend up in Wisco.
I love that, dude. You're mixing it on the decks?
I'm gonna mix it on the decks and your traditional minute of every song for the Power Hour, and we are so all over the place with this Power Hour. It's not even funny. So it's gonna be a lot of fun to try and mix from I Can't Wait to Be King from the Lion King soundtrack to Donald Trump to Welcome to My Life, Simple Plan, to like Yellow Card. It's going to be all over the place.
Bro, Power Hours are so much fun. I remember the one me and Adrian made like way back in the day. Fucking fun. And just fun to like play too. So, all right, here we go. Good job.
We made it. We almost made it.
And we are at the last section of the show here.
We made it to my favorite section of the show.
It's the playlist, boy. Let's go. I actually have been slacking on music this week. I'm not going to lie. I feel like I don't actually have any songs that are new to this week, which kind of hurts. You know what I mean? I think everything is old in some fashion, you know? But why don't you go first? Start me off.
All right. We're going to start with the homie Mike Dimes, who...
Let's go.
Not really a homie. I mean, maybe he'll come on the podcast and then we'll be homies.
Yeah.
That would be really cool. But he dropped a single last week on Thursday called Home, and I'm a big fan. So this is Mike Dimes, Home.
Texas, so excuse my grammar, big booty, my standards, deuce and Fanta. If I'm in the scene, I'm flexing in the camera. Check my fellas, we all flock the same. We birds of the same feather, we together, this forever. Switching bezels every level. Me and Cinco push that two-door coupe. Ain't none of this shit rented. Serving fishes, fuck your favorite rapper. Hope he get offended. I was tripping off that hoe before, but promise.
Big fan.
Just slappers. Big slaps. Let's go.
Kilo and Bailey both popped up from their naps to like perk their ears back for that one. So
they're like,
it's squad approved.
All right, it's my first one of the week. I got a new Lucky song. We love Lucky here in Chicago. Lassa's girlfriend Molly actually worked on this music video as a production assistant, which I didn't know until the video came out. But I've been following Lucky anyway, so I would have always found out. But this is Lucky Super Urus.
Damn, truck who's stopping me. I miss that slut, that's probably a slime with a snake, no eye for me. Hellbound niggas in the car with me. I miss that hoe, like, honestly. Man, hey, we did the same shit, so I guess it's cool. All the best players forgetting the rules. Showing out drugs, we was sneaking in school. Hey, I'm in a Hellcat, who's stopping me? Mother Nature only thing probably. Keep those pictures in the car with me. That nigga boyfriend an eye for me. On 30s with 30s, can't give it up. But Birdie got the wheel, it ain't hot to me. I'm on my fence and she living it up. Guess the whole world don't stop with me. Just about mommy.
All Lucky songs kind of have that droning, beat and vibe to it, but I don't know why it's so infectious to me. I fuck with it.
That's a very Lucky type beat.
Oh yeah. He's getting in his bag as it comes to the Lucky type beats. You know what I mean?
Oh, 100%. All right, I'm up.
Yerp.
Okay, I got a couple different directions we could go. I'm the opposite of you. I've been back on my music shit the past 2 weeks, so I've got like deep archive to pick from. And
I'd love to hear.
I've only got 3 songs, so I gotta be careful. But I gotta go with a new song from Labyrinth that came out maybe 2 weeks ago, because this song was featured as the outro and the title track, or not the title, the credits track for like episode 2 or 3 of Euphoria this season.
And
then it was featured in the actual episode like maybe 2 or 3 weeks later in this like prime chase scene where she's like running from the cops, dipping down alleys and stuff. And I just love this song. It's been on repeat. So this is Labyrinth. Yeah, I fucking did it, from Euphoria.
Let's go. Okay.
Huge fan.
That's so interesting. That's so like industrial, futuristic
Yeah.
vibes.
No, this literally you can ask Madison. This came on the credits, and I was immediately spamming Spotify trying to find this fucking song. Spotify had 0 results. I then go to the Reddit boards. Reddit boards had nothing. And then I finally found a TikTok that Labyrinth had posted of him like dancing with his like maybe year and a half old son to this song, and I was playing that like 10-15 second clip on repeat. And then it finally was like featured in the actual episode, and then they dropped the song.
Ah, dang. How do you even get to that point to where your song isn't dropped yet, but it's out there? Like, you have some kind of great connections to get those placements, but that's amazing.
Labyrinth
that's cool.
does,
I like that.
Labyrinth does the soundtracks for Euphoria. So he did season 1, and he did season 2, and he does all of like the music composition for the entire show.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Maybe a reason
Shout
to get your
out
ass
my
watching
boy.
the show.
Yeah, I'll get there. You know. So my next song had to go with the boy Snot. I fuck with Snot, but this song Doja, the one I'm playing, has got people kind of up in arms because he was saying like "fuck that bitch named Doja Cat," and then she was saying like that never happened. I don't even know why you'd say that in a song. So this is the controversial Snot featuring A$AP Rocky, Doja.
Niggas got me fucked up. No cap. Why these niggas talking fucking shit? I told them pipe down, I don't need no little bitch. I fuck that bitch named Doja Cat. Pull up in a scat pack. Windows tinted all black. Bulletproof and all that. Fuck that. Fuck you. Fuck that. Fuck you. Fuck that. Rob posted like a bandit. Chop and take a fucking candy. Fuck your hoe, I'll leave her stranded. Come and get her, she just landed. I got stubborn up. I'll be that soldier that will damage up. 4-5, just let it go. Pussy nigga, don't smoke. You a smoke, let me know.
Yeah, that's not Doja. It's a hard ass song, but I don't necessarily know why he said "fuck that bitch named Doja Cat."
Yeah,
if
that
he
kind of
didn't.
came out of left field.
Yeah, I was like, okay. I was like, whatever. And then she tweeted like, "You what?" And I was like, this is weird now. I don't know if I get it, but the song's fire. I like the song.
All right, I got a couple of different directions I could take this.
I was
So
saying
we're
you
gonna
got
do-
one more. Yeah.
We're gonna do a Mike Watts choose your own adventure, and you get to choose the genre because
Oh shit.
I can't decide between 3 songs. So are we going
Yeah.
alternative? Are we going like an EDM house type beat, or are we going with a little Chicago hip hop?
I was gonna say alternative, but let's go Chicago hip hop, man. I gotta know. Well, what's on the list?
All right, we're going with my favorite song off of Saba's new project, Few Good Things.
There it is. There it is.
And it is the second song on the track. I need to take a second to just talk about this project because this is
Which we messed up. I watched the short film.
Did you
in
watch the short film?
anticipation- I did in anticipation of talking about it. We're gonna have to talk about it next week because we're out of
so
time.
little
But, yeah.
teaser preview into next week's podcast where we're gonna break down the Few Good Things short film, which is also amazing.
Yeah.
So if you're listening to the podcast, appreciate you. Go watch the short film. You got a week, and then we're gonna circle back next week and we're gonna break it down, and give you the real Ascension book report. But this is my favorite song. One Way or Every Blank with a Gun, or no, with a Budget. I couldn't see the end of the song.
Just waiting for it to scroll. You're like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is Saba. I just love this instrumental.
Yeah. So simplistic fire.
One way. Saba. We didn't get to the verse,
Okay.
but that's okay.
No, it's a vibe. I rock with that. I mean, I rock with the whole album, honestly. Like, I still have not met Saba personally, but it's coming soon. The dude is awesome. Lives out in LA. I need to go visit.
Yeah, that whole
Nail
project
Tech.
as a whole, so good.
New Jack Harlow. When Jack Harlow drops, he breaks the internet. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Jack Harlow now has Kendrick, what do they call it, cosign. He now has Kanye cosign, DJ Drama cosign, Lil Wayne cosign. Who else? Who else has co-signed Jack Harlow? Diddy
the whole
co-signed.
fucking industry.
Rap Game co-signed. White Boy on top. This is Nail Tech, Jack Harlow.
My nail tech knows how to keep a little secret. I don't wish for my success, I speak it. I caught a buzz and you did too, but you tweaking. I look like I've been getting money, how reeking. You smell me, that's LV. Walk around with my chest out and my skin smooth, I'm healthy. I'm in a mix and I'm handshaking, but most of y'all can't help me. Most of y'all ain't wealthy. Most of y'all just dress like it. I caught the
You know what it is, man. Jack Harlow's going to spit some bars. It's going to be that beat in the background. He's going to do his thing. Let's go.
That song slaps. And the fact that you got Kanye out here just posting a full Instagram about specifically you as a white boy being able to rap, it just says Miles, man.
In the middle of his tirade, he takes his time to be like, also, Jack Harlow is dope.
That boy can rap.
My family's leaving me. This guy is awesome rapper. Yeah. But, hey, man, Jack Harlow's doing something right. I got to respect.
I mean, my man, I don't really rock with his sneakers because I'm not a New Balance guy, but he gets a New Balance deal. He got a full deal from New Balance. That's pretty dope.
Full scholarship.
I'm waiting on, I heard a rumor that he has a feature on the Lil Baby project that's coming out soon.
I believe that. 100% I believe that.
And I'm looking forward to that.
Let's go, man. Big things in the gun for Jack Harlow. You know what I mean? For white
We
boys
love our white
out
rappers
there.
around here, you know.
Oh, God, yeah. For Jack Harlow, for Pete Davidson, for MGK, all these white boys are out here winning. So good for them. You know, I'll have my time, but good for y'all
One
right
skinny
now.
white boy to another, respect.
And with that, the inaugural, technically, episode of the UKNO podcast, and I got it right this time. I didn't say the now part.
I was waiting. But
Yeah, that's right.
you
I'm getting there.
know, and I know, and now, if you're listening, you know. How's that?
I like that. I think it was real cheesy, but I think that's good.
Very cheesy.
All right.
I just tried to turn the cheesy meter up like just a little bit. I think I did a good job.
All right, throw up a peace sign. I'm going to hit the bomb and run the credits. Ready?
We out. Tune back in next week. We out here.
Good show, dude.
One in the books.